What is going on, guys? It's Scapenomics and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'll show you how to efficiently invest your GP to make upwards of 500k a week in free-to-play without even logging onto your account. This requires very little flipping experience and is extremely easy to do, so whether you're a beginner or an experienced player, you can take advantage of this. The requirements for this OP moneymaker are really low as well. The first one is that you do need to have some starting cash. If you have around 500k or more, that is preferable, but this moneymaker can be done with less, at least 250k to start. If you have around 2 million gold, then this strategy will become extremely passive and basically will not require any maintenance on your account. The second requirement that you must have is no account trading restrictions. Because this moneymaker is using the Grand Exchange, you can't have any account trading restrictions, so make sure you get rid of those before trying this strategy. This strategy revolves around trading a high volume of the top 100 most traded items in RuneScape. While the margins on these items are typically very small, these margins are rock solid, making these items super predictable and super safe to flip. And with a lot of volume, we can actually make a lot of money passively abusing these items. Before I hop on over to the Grand Exchange and show you how to implement this strategy, I also have a members version of this that I've been working on that is making me around 4 to 6 million gold a week. If we can get 100 likes on this video, I'll be more than happy to make a guide on that. Alright guys, we're at the exchange on an alt account. Now, I have 6.6 mil in my inventory. We're not going to be using all of that. Like I mentioned before, you need to have at least 500k for this moneymaker. You can do it with less, but it's going to require a lot more maintenance, and it's not going to make the strategy as effective. Like I briefly mentioned before, for this strategy, we're going to be flipping items on the top 100 most traded items list, and the 3 items that I found work best in free-to-play are the Mind Runes, the Fire Runes, and the Vial of Water. While we will be flipping these items for a 1 GP margin, which might not seem worth it, it's actually super worth it because these items are extremely consistent and they never crash below these prices that we're going to use to flip them. For example, let's go ahead and list the Fire Rune. Now, I know from a small little price check that the Fire Runes will buy for 4 GP and sell for 5 GP. So what we can actually do is just go in, list the Fire Runes. We'll get a quantity of like 300,000 of them. It's going to cost us about 1.2 mil, and we're just going to leave that offer on the Grand Exchange. Now we're going to do the same for the Mind Runes and the Vial of Water, which for the Mind Runes we can buy for 3 GP and sell them for 4 GP, and the Vial of Water we can buy for 3 GP and also sell for 4 GP. We have all of our flips listed. Like I mentioned before, these are extremely safe items to flip. They rarely fluctuate between these 1 GP margins and are extremely consistent, which means they're basically going to be free money that we do not have to worry about. The real power of this strategy comes from scaling this strategy onto multiple accounts in free-to-play so you can make a ton of money. Personally, I run this strategy on 4 accounts, and then I run the members version on another 4 accounts, and then I flip on my alt and my main account, and it makes me a ton of money, and I never have to worry about these accounts. And then when I feel like it, of course, I just log on, sell everything back, cash in, and just repeat the cycle and make bank. The main key for this moneymaker is you just leave it for a week. Now, after 7 days, you will have to log back onto the account in order to continue buying the items. You don't have to adjust your offers or anything like that. You just have to log on so Jagex knows that your account is active and that so your Grand Exchange offers continue to buy. Because after 7 days, if you have something listed on the Grand Exchange and you haven't logged on, it will not buy or sell. Anyway, since we'd have to wait a week for this strategy to go through, I've actually already done this on another account, so I'm going to switch accounts and show you what the profits are looking like from using this moneymaker. Here we are on another alt account that has been running this strategy. I started this account with 2 mil, and currently we're up to an 8.4 mil cash stack without collecting what is currently on the Grand Exchange. Now, as you can see in this Grand Exchange window, these items I left buying for 6 days, and this is day 7, and this morning I went and sold them back, and basically everything has sold except the Fire Runes, which are extremely close to finished selling. We just have to wait a little bit longer for that. But as you can see here on the Grand Exchange window, I went ahead and bought the Vials of Water for 3 GP, the Mind Runes for 2 GP, and the Fire Runes for 4 GP. Those Mind Runes do fluctuate a little bit more, so I think they're back up to 3 to 4 GP, but in this instance, we actually bought them for 2 GP. Okay, I double checked my data on the Grand Exchange. I'm back on the other account. The Mind Runes actually have to buy for 2 GP. I just took a look on GE Tracker. Buy these for 2 GP. Do not buy them for 3 GP. If you buy them for 3, you're going to have to sell them for 4 GP. And the Mind Runes don't fluctuate up to 4 GP nearly as often. Okay, after fixing the error on the other account with the Mind Runes, we are back on this account. And to show you guys the progress and how much profit we've made in a week, we're going to go ahead and collect these. Besides this Fire Rune offer, which we'll just cancel for now, just to show you where we're sitting around here. We'll sell these back for 4. And from this, guys, we've actually made a decent bit of profit, but not nearly as much as I would typically make in a week span. From the Fire Runes alone, we made about 81k. From the Mind Runes, we actually ended up making 95k, which is a pretty good week for the Mind Runes. And then the Vials of Water, we made 83k. Now that totals to a 257k profit in a week without having to log onto the account once. In my testing though, that is actually pretty low. Typically, you're going to make 300 to 500k per week per account. Now, you might want to test out with some other items and see what's really working for you. Some other items that I've tried are the Mithril Arrows and the Pure Essence. These are also 2 really great items that you can try flipping. They work very similar. They just have these 1 GP margins that flip super easy and super consistently. And I'll show you how to look for those on GE Tracker in this next clip. So just to show you guys what these items actually look like on GE Tracker, here is the daily graph for the Vial of Water. Now you can see that this thing only trades between a 3 GP buy price and a 4 GP sell price basically all week long, and sometimes it's pretty much the same for the buy and sell price. So as the days go by, what you're trying to do is cash in on these fluctuations where the items are going down to their cheaper price, and then they're going to sell them for their more consistent price, which in this case is 4 GP, and we're buying them on the dips at 3 GP. Now, if you're like me, you love a good passive moneymaker, and this is definitely one, especially because it's in free-to-play, but you might be thinking that this moneymaker is not that great because it's not making you a lot of money. But let me prove you wrong. I want to talk about 2 extreme benefits that this moneymaker will give you. And the first one is that this moneymaker goes crazy if you scale it in volume. Like I mentioned earlier, I only run this on 4 free-to-play accounts because I have another 4 accounts in members, but these 4 free-to-play accounts still make me on average about 1.2 mil a week on the lower end, which is actually very, very good considering I spend about 1 minute per week on each account setting the offers. So by spending 4 minutes total, I am able to make 1.2 mil a week. The other amazing thing about this moneymaker is if you don't know how to flip at all or you don't care about flipping, you can still use this moneymaker and just not worry about your items at all and make money from the Grand Exchange. Maybe you are way more interested in PVM in the game and you don't want to learn flipping. That is completely fine. Just use this passive moneymaker and gain free cash. There is no reason not to use this, especially on multiple accounts, guys. You can make a ton of money. Quick recap on how to do this strategy. The first thing you're going to do is get your starting cash and then head to the Grand Exchange. Once you're there, you're going to list the 3 items we mentioned earlier in the video, or you can use 2 of the alternative items that we recommended as well. Once that's done, you're going to leave your GE offers in for a week, and 7 days later, you're going to get back in there and sell your offers back to collect your money. Once you've done this, repeat the cycle until you have as much gold as you'd like. Remember, the true power of this moneymaker comes from scaling it across multiple accounts, and for each account you set this up on, you should be able to make 250 to 500k a week. Anyway, that is a wrap for this video. Let me know in the comments if you found this guide helpful, and if you'd like to see the members version of this strategy that makes around 4 to 6 mil a week, definitely drop a like on this video. I will release that at 100 likes. As always, be sure to check out the channel for more flipping and money-making strategies, and I'll see you guys in the next one.